So grateful. And today we are on day 7 of Loving Myself in the Mix 2026. Loving Myself live in the mix in 2026. And we are on day 7. Yes, day 7. I'm so excited to be here. We got roosters crowing everywhere. Isn't that beautiful? All right, you guys, today's all about faith. And I told you guys on the day of belief that I would go over the difference between faith and belief again on our faith day. So that's where we're at today. And okay, so for me, belief is all right. Our internet is not that great today. So we're just going to have to get you guys. I've got better internet coming. I swear. I'm manifesting some good out here in the sticks. I'm going to do it. I'll find a way. I know I will. So yes, the difference between faith and belief. And the fact that I did that Buffalo hike, the Buffalo River hike, hiking the river because the river was so low you couldn't float it, you had to hike it. Even though there was park stuff that said, hey, the river's too low, don't be floating. We were like, oh, we could do it. Turned and obviously turns you're supposed to go with the river and all that. So we didn't know, and we believed that we were following the right river because we didn't know. We believed we were following the right river. And then there was a part where we were like, look, we've got to call some park rangers. We've got to figure this out. And the park rangers, hello, good morning. The park rangers let us know that we are on the right route and we're actually only 3 miles away from our destination. And so at that point, we knew that we were at the right spot, that we were headed to the right destination. But we still had to have faith that we could keep going. We still had to have faith that we would make it, that we would actually be able to make it, because, you know, that 3-hour hike, or a 3-hour hike, a 3-mile hike is really not nothing for me. My husband and I will go hiking in the wilderness all the time. 3-mile hike really isn't much, but a hike through a riverbed where it's either rock or it's like sinking sand. Like for real, there were points where I was like, you know, there were so many times, everybody says in our childhood, if you're a millennial or a Gen X or older, we say that our childhood taught us about quicksand, but we never encountered it. I actually encountered it here, and I was like, oh, our quicksand information is being needed. But we mostly walked around it, but, you know, there were times. But anyway, yeah, it was scary, and we had to have faith that we would make it. And plus, while I was doing that hike in the riverbed, it was like my body was just screaming at me. Parts of my body that I had just never used before in years was just screaming at me, and it just felt like I can't keep going. But at the same time, if we quit, the sun was going to go down, and we were going to be in the wilderness with no lights and just bikinis and just, it wouldn't have been good. So it was like you had to keep going, and that keep going, even though we know where the destination is and we know where we're at and we know what's going on. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Even though we know all that, we had to have faith and we had to keep going. The faith for me comes after knowing. Belief is before knowing, and faith is after knowing. I don't know if this is making sense totally, but I really felt like that river really did help, what's the word? Separate out the difference between belief and faith. First, it was like, I believe that the river goes this way. I believe that we're doing the right thing by going this way. And then it was like, we know that we're going this way. I have faith that we'll make it. Does that make sense? I hope so. I know someone asked me on the first day, do you believe in God? And I don't believe in God because I know God. I don't have to believe in God anymore. I have a relationship with God, and I don't have to believe in God. But it's the same for me with the goddess. And for me, there is a point where divine God and divine goddess are one. And then for me, it's like the first separation is God and goddess. This isn't something I know. This is something I have faith in. I know God, I know Goddess and I have a relationship with both, but I also like, because of my relationship with them, I have an understanding of their oneness, if that makes sense. This is kind of going off the rails, but yeah, I don't believe in God. I know God, and now I have faith in God. When God, my relationship with God and God, sometimes it's kind of God doesn't necessarily tell me what to do. Sometimes if you want the outcome, you're going to need to go that way, kind of thing. And I have faith that God is not leading me astray, if that makes sense. I have faith in trusting God, and I also have faith in trusting Goddess. In fact, the Goddess just came to me a couple days ago and was like, girl, you've got to get your freaking self in order and straight. What the heck? You know, like, I don't know. It was a personal experience for me, but it was kind of like, it's not like a rudeness. It's like a friend that loves you and doesn't want to see you disempowered whenever you could be empowered. And she's just like, hey, girl, get yourself together. Come on. You know that you are better than this, like that kind of energy is what came through. And then because I have faith in the Goddess, I choose to get myself in order. I choose to be like, you're right. I need to get myself in check. You're right. I thought that it would be a good idea to go off and do this pity party today, but you know what? You're right. No time for pity partying right now. I'm a powerful being. I create my own world. I manifest my reality, and there's no reason to do this to myself, and I don't know. So I don't know. I think bringing God and Goddess into it, I lose a lot of people with talking about the difference in faith and belief. Belief is believing that you can, you can have faith in manifesting a car too. I'm trying to put it with a physical reality thing, okay? So belief would be like, if you've never manifested a car before and you don't know that you can manifest a car, you don't know that you can have a car, and you believe that you can get there, that you can save up the money, you can get to where you can buy a car. Once you buy the car, you then have to have faith that you can maintain this car, that you can take care of this car, that this car will get you to point A and B as many times as you need it to. Does that make sense? Like there's a difference. Belief means you don't know yet. Of course, the first time you drive the car, maybe you don't know. You believe it'll get you to point A and B. And then once you get to A and B enough times, then you start having faith that the car will get you to point A and B. So that's the difference. They're very similar. They really are. Belief and faith, they're like parallels, But I feel like they're also very different. There's a difference. Faith is like, I don't know, there's like this, there is a belief in faith, right? There's a belief that it will go. There's that unknown. I don't really know, but I believe. But then there's that knowing that my experiences showed me that this can go this way, that is in faith that belief doesn't have. I don't know. That's the best way that I can describe it this morning. And maybe I'll put together a better lesson for this in another time. But belief and faith is one of my favorite things, one of my favorite topics. So I'm grateful. All right, you guys. That is everything I have for us this morning for our day 7 of me loving myself live in the mix 2026. Also yesterday's, because I'm only going to do one live a day now, yesterday's exercise was very difficult for me. We had to, for each subject, we had to discover, I had to come up with something that we could open up to that we've never opened up before about that subject. And it was a little difficult for me, but I was able to get through it, because figuring out something new that I can open up to it's difficult. And sometimes you don't want to open up to new things. You're like, no, I just want to do it my way, the way that I've been doing it, you know? But opening up to new is where growth comes from. And so, yeah, that's what I did yesterday. I wrote down in my journal, I went too far with, some I didn't go far enough with, but that's just it's how it goes. So yeah, you guys, it was a pretty awesome exercise yesterday. Today, I'm so excited because the exercise is more about using your intuition, using your, I want to say psychic abilities, but not really, it's just, we tune into our spirit and our intuitive side to gain information from that. And so, yeah, it's not a lot of thinking, whereas yesterday was a whole lot of thinking. I'm so grateful to be done with that for now. All right, beloveds, that is all I got for us today. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday, and I hope to see you on the next one tomorrow. Until then, this world needs you. So continue to walk in love out there, my friends.